Activism has never been easier. You can do it straight from your couch. Just press the share button on Instagram and congratulations. You just saved the entire world. Or have you? In an article from The Guardian, they explain the term performative activism as actions that appear to support a social cause but are mostly symbolic, lacking meaningful follow-through and impact. Additionally, according to the Pew Research Center, 71% of respondents believe that performative activism and online activism has turned purely performative, signaling a widespread mistrust in the way that online activism has shifted from the streets to the screen instead. What was once about marching for a uniform cause and risking personal comfort has, in many cases, morphed into just sharing a pastel-colored infographic on Instagram. Performative activism has turned awareness into a performance and activism without the action. It's time we counter performative activism. We'll do so today by first exploring the psychology behind performative activism and how it translates into the modern era. Next, we will expand on the implications of performative activism before finally finding some solutions to this cause. Because commodifying activism will always weaken its impact, turning a movement for justice into just another marketing strategy. As Portland State University researcher Selena Keys notes, there are two main reasons why we as a collective society choose performative activism: groupthink and virtue signaling. Firstly, groupthink. Groupthink is defined as when an individual adheres to specific opinions or perceptions of a perceived group consensus. Fundamentally, the more agreeability and camaraderie is within a group, the higher the likely and the risk of self-reliant critical thought being replaced by groupthink. The result? Elicit irrational and dehumanizing conduct towards anyone not in support of the group. And that is the entire paradox behind performative activism. When awareness is driven by pressure rather than principle, it could end up doing more harm than good. And in that pressure, we find public support and declarations of that support rather about preserving personal image than actually supporting a cause. Second, virtue signaling. According to the SUNY Academic Commons, virtue signaling is defined as a desire to appear righteous without an actual commitment to the cause. Virtue signaling is a phenomenon displayed on all social media platforms due to the hyperconnectivity of the 21st century, where individuals are more concerned about being a good image for themselves than actually supporting a cause. And this doesn't just happen on an individual level either. Take our favorite month out of the entire year, complete with international trips and ice cream, June. Turns out, this is many large companies' favorite month too, for a different reason. June is also Pride Month, and many large companies participate in the spectacle that is changing their app logos, releasing limited edition Pride-themed content, and releasing inclusive advertisements. A good thing, right? However, according to a 2021 Guardian article, large conglomerates like Walmart, Amazon, Home Depot, and AT&T each donated over $400,000 to politicians that oppose the Equality Act, which grants legal protection for the LGBTQ+ community against discrimination. The irony is clear. When we scroll past a glittery campaign ad or another rainbow-coated product, we have to ask, who was it really for? A celebration or just a performance? Although these gestures may appear progressive, when they contradict corporate contradictions, they're not just hollow, they're extremely harmful. Take one of the most recent large-scale cases of performative activism. Hashtag Blackout Tuesday during the Black Lives Matter movement. Hashtag Blackout Tuesday evidently shows how symbolic gestures are lumped into the general term activism. On June 2nd, 2020, 28 million Instagram users took to their platforms and posted a black square. As harmless as this gesture might seem, it was highly disruptive, as many of these posts were cross-tagged with hashtag BLM and hashtag Black Lives Matter, restricting actionable steps like bail funds, phone banking, and local protests harder for community organizers to find. Additionally, according to the Harvard Kennedy School, only 2% of these black squares included actionable steps to petitions, protests, or education. And according to the University of California, Irvine, in just 3 months, from June to September of 2020, public support for BLM decreased from 68% to a mere 55%. And in the National Football League, or the NFL, in 2020, they marked all of their end zones with Black Lives Matter. But just 4 years prior, when 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick took a knee during the national anthem to send a message about police brutality and systemic racism, he was denied in the spot of the NFL for 3 entire years. And these statistics aren't surprising anymore. They seem expected. In a world we live in today, it's taboo to not share things that aren't progressive, but at the same time, receive an intense ridiculing when you aren't informed about every single social media injustice that's happening in the world right now. When posting a black square, sharing an infographic, or adding a hashtag signals to your followers, I'm on the right side, we have to ask, who is it really for? The cause or just the algorithm? Because in this case, performative activism isn't about inaction, it's about an illusion to action. And this illusion is extremely dangerous. All in all, after all of this, we have to ask one question. How do we move past this performance and return back to purpose? First, we can do so by amplifying the voices of the marginalized in our communities. Instead of social media campaigns speaking over the ones who have been directly affected by an issue, we can include them and have them speak with us. Additionally, we have to look inwards into our own belief systems and values. Too often, companies promote equality while paying women less, or celebrate diversity while their leadership is overwhelmingly homogenous. Looking inwards will help reduce these contradictions. All in all, this performative activism is a very easy way for activism, but this ease is extremely dangerous, and we need to move past this. By today, first, sharing the psychology behind performative activism and how it translates into the modern era. Next, exploring the implications behind performative activism, before finally finding some solutions to solve this issue. Performative activism doesn't have to be the story that we continue writing. We can restore activism to what it once was: transformative, collective, and most importantly, uncomfortable. Activism means to make progress, and that progress starts with us. Thank you.